I was told a lot throughout school that I wouldn't go anywhere because I couldn't spell and I couldn't do anything. So I was always set back, and then I got diagnosed with dyslexia. Hey KLAT, I'm HannahGrace.x and this is my Get to Know Me with KLAT. When I was in school, I always loved singing. I was doing singing for like years before I even started my career. And then I just got up one day and I had an emotional conversation with one of my best friends at the time. And she was like, you have all these feelings and you need to get them out. Even if you don't share them with people, you need to like get them out. And I wrote my first song and like, I was just like, I need to do it. So it's all basically my best friend's fault. She was like, you need to do it. If you don't do it, I'm gonna force you to do it anyway. And she basically gave me a kick at the butt and was like, you need to get it out there. And I was like, okay. And then I sat for like weeks with my niece writing this song, perfecting my first song, well, Sky's Depression. And then I just released it. I didn't even tell anyone and it just kind of just went somewhere. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a new one for me. So my first song that I did was about Sky's Depression, was about a very abusive relationship that I was in, and I wrote most of the lyrics whilst I was going through that time, the ending of everything, and I was still going through it whilst I was going through college, and I was just like, I need to write how I feel down on paper. So I wrote it down, muddled everything about and just like put it out there. So that song's about my abusive ex. And then the second song is about a boy who I used to sit next to in class. He knew I existed, he knew everything, but he just pretended I didn't exist and I was nothing to him. And then I was like, I need to write about it because it was like a time in my life where I felt very insecure in myself and I didn't know how to feel, so I wrote about that. So when I write music, I have to wait till I'm in a certain headspace for it, so my songs are just how I feel in that moment. So I will sit down, I will get my headphones out, I will sit at my computer and I will wait for something to happen, and I will just go deep into my thoughts and I will pick out pieces of information and how I felt in those moments. So I will sit and I will be like, if I'm happy, I'll start writing a happy song, but it needs to involve a situation that's actually happened to me. And then when I'm writing my sadder songs, I just let my emotions overcome and I just sing into the microphone until it sounds perfect. I didn't get diagnosed with dyslexia until I was in year 9. So I was told a lot throughout school that I wouldn't go anywhere because I couldn't spell and I couldn't do anything. So I was always set back. And then I got diagnosed with dyslexia and my whole life kind of just turned upside down. I didn't know what to do and I was just like, I need to find somewhere that I can be myself. So I joined the school choir and then I started writing music in my music classes. But it was such a struggle because I couldn't put anything down on paper and I couldn't read it back to myself and I couldn't stand in front of people and do something like this. It was an anxious moment every single time. And I overcome that by just doing it. Like I always have to say yes, otherwise I won't do it. And I don't think anyone even understands how much dyslexia can put someone back because they think it's just people reading backwards and not being able to spell, but it's all in your head. It's anxious moments and not being able to speak properly. And I feel like if I could go back in time and put myself in that situation again, I would like fight for myself in a way. I coped in a lot of ways because it was weird for me to be putting myself out there in that state anyway. But when I started receiving hate, I kind of just blocked it out and was like, well, they don't know what they're talking about. Either they're jealous or they don't have anything else to do with their day. So I would sit down with my mum and I would talk about it with her, and then I would be like, but does it matter? And then I'd get it out my system, and then I would revise it again probably in 2 or 3 weeks time and take it as like a thing on the chin and just be like, oh well. But then I would be like, but I can take information from that and turn it either into a song, something to improve myself. So I would never take it as hate, I would just take it as an improvement or contradicting myself a little bit. But for others, I wouldn't listen to anyone when they say stuff. Like, they say it because they don't have anything else better to do in their day, and they just sit there and like, oh well, I might as well make fun of them because they're the weakest link of the friendship group. And I just feel like if you ignore it, don't think that you're better than someone, but just be like, okay, whatever. People just get bored, so they move on. So I think that's the best way to deal with it, is someone who's trying to get into this career. Perfect day? Oh, okay. So I would get up in the morning, iced coffee all the way, first thing I'll do in the morning, studio with probably like someone local, and then try and write songs with someone. I don't really know, that's probably like my perfect day, just writing music. I'd rather be in the studio all day than going out on walks or dates or anything like that. Okay, so my new song, How Much, I hope that everyone will enjoy it. It's a song about my old relationships, but I put so much power into it. Like, I was like, I am the woman and it doesn't matter who you are, I am the one who got over it. So I hope that everyone is excited for it. Like, when I start dropping everything, I hope people get riled up and they want to be part of like the music video and everything. It's just, that's what I want. I want to be able to do a lot more shows, like, so then I can ask people who I know sing to come up on stage, because I know a lot of people who go out and they do busking and that, but they don't use TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or anything, or they just go out and try and put themselves out there that way. But if I could just like do something like an open mic night or something to get people in to get out there, that would be something that I would do. Me, obviously, but it'd probably be like Mimi Webb and Billie Eilish, Sam Fender, Ben Ellis, and then I think that's it, yeah. I think it would be Sam Fender, because I'd try and convince him to write a song with me. I'd be like, I've invited you here to do business, but classy.